I've been minding my skin, it's getting thicker, laying my feelings bare. I listen to Dionne Fisher. I'm seeing the bigger picture, to see and believing bigger, acknowledging gifts and all of my blessings. I'm seeing Christmas. When you see me, know I could've just been a product of my environment. Wishing but not desiring, wanting early retirement. Always had direction, so I would rather be Simon. Peers would undermine it, really they just admired it.
Hi and welcome back to another episode of At Your Big Age. I'm of course your host Dionne.
Fisher.
Jonas, and today we're talking about the influence of music on men and women's behaviours.
Yeah. So I think we all saw the clip of our darling American
Who's
beauty,
darling? Our darling?
Sukiana. And I don't even necessarily think this is a British thing in terms of the maybe crude crassness of what it is that she said. I think I'll drop a clip now.
I'm trying to get my coochie stretched and eat a nigga ass. Eat a nigga ass. We be eating niggas ass today in London. Period, baby. I'm trying to get this coochie stretched.
Now, the thing is, whether it's Sukiana or not, I think if anybody kind of said the things that she said, it would still be regarded as a little bit crude, right? And I think what it kind of made me think about was actually, I feel like women probably do get a harder time in terms of things that they kind of, might say. I'm a massive hip hop fan, and I have been since, from Wade, right? And I have noticed that, the kind of crudeness has actually developed a lot over the past, how long are we talking about?
20 years?
20, 30 years.
Well, no, I think it's actually more.
Well, it's 50 years old, isn't it? Hip hop is actually 50 years old.
Yeah.
If we're going to go back to...
Kim was the first one, really, that was...
Kim and Foxy and that.
Kim and Foxy.
Then we're saying, 95?
Yeah.
94, 95.
So 25.
Okay, so we're talking just short of 30 years. Yeah. So my kind of thing is that actually, well...
It's not new.
It's not new, and technically, the people like myself who were listening to that at the age of 12 or what have you, do we not maybe perhaps have a direct influence in terms of what our children now listen to, and how, because there's a lot of conversation about parents policing their children in terms of what they listen to. Now that's quite difficult to do, isn't it?
I mean, if he was in the room, he decided to leave, but my 12-year-old, in fact, him and his brother, they've probably listened to every hip hop album ever. Because, do you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't going to start not listening to stuff because they were in the car.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Or things. So they, before either of them were saying words, clearly they'd know the odd word to a song or an ad-lib, or, do you know what I mean? So I never really wanted to police that, because if I listen to it, you listen to it. But it's funny now because the direction they've gone musically off their own backs, I can't listen to it. It's like he loves a lot of this mad drill stuff like that.
But can I just say that there are some drill tracks?
No, I'm not even talking about. I'm not talking about UK drill. I'm talking about
Chicago,
like the New York drill. Have you heard? Have you? It's all. They're just screaming and shouting. Every other. It's not like Digger in that. I can deal with Digger in that. I like Digger. I like
Digger's
I like K-Trap. I like you know what I mean? Like these up and coming ones. I like, but the stuff he's listening to,
it's aggressive.
It's aggressive. It doesn't make any sense. It's loud. It's obnoxious. It's thing, and I'm like,
but how? Other than the fact that it's loud and they might be shouting, how obnoxious is it?
On a scale of 1 to 10.
In comparison to
Hit him up.
Okay, hit him up.
10 times worse.
No.
But
Yeah,
no,
because you
but
got to understand what Park was saying with Hit 'Em Up though. It wasn't. He was like just trying to. He was trying to emasculate Bad Boy, but he wasn't talking about. I'll put you in a body bag
Yeah, it's like
and then send a picture to your
smoking
mum.
smoking your ops and
Like-
do like it's a.
okay,
know about
okay.
that.
Hold on.
No.
Hold on, Kieran.
Mob
Nah,
deep,
it's
mob
bad.
deep, mob
Kieran?
deep though.
No,
Mob
it's,
deep.
no,
though.
it's bad. It's bad.
Okay,
The
the
stuff.
thing is, no, I'm not saying it's not bad, but is it not just an evolution of
it's
what we've been listening to all
going
this
backwards.
time?
It's worse. It's
How's
worse.
it
Nah, it's an
worse?
evolution
worse.
because you open the floodgates with that era, and now it's just like it's only gonna get worse anyway.
It's only gonna get worse.
It's like Hit 'Em Up on steroids.
Yeah, 1000%.
No, for real.
Yeah,
Thousand
But is it okay? But is it hit him up on steroids because maybe back then artists were maybe speaking a little more broadly,
No.
as opposed to with artists nowadays, they actually really do have, and of course they do have, you know, real life
Oops.
ops
issues.
actually.
You know what it is? I think the difference is this, yeah. If we're gonna use Hit 'Em Up as an example, Hit 'Em Up was a diss track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was that we can, so we understand the aggressiveness behind
that
it.
particular track.
These men are releasing singles.
And they're this single.
And they're naming,
Every single song.
they're naming them like
If he was-
in the intro.
Yeah, if he was here, I'd say to him, give me an artist there. There's a I think there's about two Didi Osama.
Yeah. Didi.
I've not heard
Didi.
it.
Go on Spotify, Didi Osama, yeah? And listen to any one of his songs, and when you do DM me. Because I guarantee you're gonna sit there and be like, huh? It's bad. We had Doggy Style. Remember when Doggy Style dropped?
Yeah.
You couldn't listen to Doggy Style anywhere. They banned Snoop from the country. Everyone was up in arms. Mary Whitehouse was saying things like you couldn't get it anywhere. It was a whole thing. I couldn't listen to it in my house. My mum bought me headphones because I couldn't listen to it indoors.
Yeah.
But where it's got to now,
It's carnage. And
it's mad, man.
it kind of reflects reality because, like, I feel like maybe in that era, the aggression behind the tracks reflected. For example, let's just say if you're in Queens, right, and you listen to Mobb Deep, you might go do whatever, but it's almost like word of mouth. It's like, they done this and that. You can go on any social media platform nowadays and you see it's like broad day. Pulled up and did
Yeah,
whatever.
this one shot this one and then did a song
and,
about
and
it.
no mask, like, and this is what they're rapping about. They're like, my boy's crazy. He'll pull up and do it with no mask. Like, it's really that. Like, it's just become that. But I think if
Art imitating life or life imitating
literally,
art.
but then hip hop being so young, it's like I feel like that era was when they first started like opening up. You could make an argument for like NWA and stuff, but really the 90s is when they started like becoming open about being gangster rappers, and then now it's like. It's just what it is now. It's crazy because it's a reality that we face.
So, and I hear that, but I'm kind of like leaning towards our generation. Are we not a little bit responsible for
100%.
maybe where
100%.
you know where things have kind of
100%.
have
100%.
gone?
100%.
Because you know, off air, I was talking about the fact that I think I must have been about maybe 12 or 13 years old when Hardcore by Lil' Kim dropped. Now, the intro track of that
Even now,
of that album,
even now, you listen to that, you're like, whoa.
That's tasty.
Like, yo.
Hardcore Lil' Kim, if you've not listened to it,
Yo.
listen to the intro
Madness.
track, yeah? Then the first track goes along the lines of, I used to be scared of the, now I throw lips to the, handle it like a real. And I remember listening, Sue Elise from Mystique used to go to my school, yeah? She's my friend back in the day.
Name drop, bing.
No. But just to kind of, you know,
to frame it.
She was maybe 1 or 2 years older than me, and she was listening to it on her Walkman. Yeah, so this is how far back we're going, right? And yeah, this is how far back we're going. And
On the sleeve and that.
yeah.
Classroom,
You did that too.
And we're walking through the school gates, and I'm walking down the slope towards the mansion because my school was quite big. And I was like, oh my God. Now, I think Foxy dropped her album, I think just before Kim did.
Yeah. After, before.
like, you know, Kim dropped hers before.
Kim dropped first. Fox dropped
No,
after.
no,
Foxy dropped first. Kim dropped
and
after.
then Kim. Now, in terms of influence, so for example, I didn't, as much as I loved Kim, but Foxy was more my girl.
Yeah, because she was more lyrical and less vulgar.
However, in terms of influence, you know, I remember, you know, Foxy kind of really saying, like, basically, as a woman, you shouldn't for free. Yeah. So now, so imagine if I was a very kind of impressionable girl, I could have easily taken that stance, because essentially what she's saying is that you don't just give up the goodies for nothing, sweetheart.
Yeah, that's the City Girls thing now, isn't it?
Right.
Lauren Hill did it.
So now,
steroids.
right. So now, fast forward 25 years, when we have the likes of the City Girls, we have the likes of Sukiana, we have the likes of Lato.
Yeah.
What's your brethren called?
Not my brethren.
Ice Spice.
Oh, not
Your
my brethren.
brethren.
His favorite rapper.
Kim's favorite rapper, Ice Spice, right? So when we now fast forward, and maybe as older people now,
Nonsense.
we're like, okay,
Bars.
Bars.
but I recall back in the mid to late 90s, my mum and dad listening to what.
But this is and it's funny you read my mind. Still, a lot of these the new school rappers that have come up, all the female ones. When they're in interviews and they asked, when was your earliest recollection of getting into? All of them are saying, "Oh, my mum or my dad,"
Kim.
and they listened to Kim or they were listening to.
Yeah.
So 100% is our fault.
Somebody's
100%
saying
our
Nicki
fault.
now as well, though.
Huh?
Some of them are saying Nicki
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
But you know, that's just life though. You got to think about it is like this year, everyone's trying to do one better.
Yeah.
So and that goes both ways. When we talk about like drill and we talk about like sexualizing. So you listen to Kim and that, there's always going to be another female rapper that's I'm more freaky, I'm more nasty, I'm more like. Yeah. You lot went through struggle. I'm taking his money.
Look how many times they've done. Look how many times they've redone the poster.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
There you go.
That poster's been done at least 20 times.
You look at the drill rappers, and not even just the drill, like the modern day rappers now. When we was back in the day, they were just talking about casual beefs. These men are giving you details.
Yes.
You understand?
More of a gangster than you.
Everything is just a step further. Like this is what my oldest done. I'm gonna show you
what we're doing.
I'm gonna show you I'm better.
You know what though? It's interesting because like the first time I came to the UK, I was 5 years old.
You weren't born here?
I wasn't born here.
Oh.
And
Where you born, bro?
I'm born in Portugal.
Okay.
Oh.
Angolan and Cape Verdean.
Okay.
Are you Cape Verdean?
Yeah, my dad is. And one of the movies, 2 movies predominantly taught me English, and one of them was Get Rich or Die Trying. And everyone knows what Get Rich or Die Trying is like as a movie. And I was seeing all of this. So by the time I'm like 6, 7, 8, and now I'm watching.
Hold on, wait. You were watching Get Rich or Die Trying by age
6, like 5, 6 to learn English. I don't even know how I was sneaking past my family. I don't know, in my room. And like there was also like coming home from school, turning on MTV and seeing Lil Wayne and Kanye West. And they're talking about whatever they're talking about, but they're being quite vulgar in their raps and stuff. So it's like, again, I think speaking to your point, now it's just a step up. Everyone's just trying to do
one better. Plus, we're forgetting the bleed through from the OnlyFans thing. A lot of the even some of the guys, to be fair, but a lot of the girls that are coming up when they're rapping, a lot of them have they're like Sukiana. Perfect example. Her OnlyFans is
she's got OnlyFans.
What?
Yeah, what?
Oh, I didn't know that. Sorry.
She's killing it.
What?
I didn't know that.
I mean, not that I can subscribe. Someone somewhere will be like, I told you. He blatantly. It's not that. I don't subscribe. I follow a lot of them, to be fair, but I'm definitely not subscribing to anybody. Right?
They post clips anyway.
Right? They post clips.
On
That's
the
why I watch it for.
TL.
My bookmarks is crazy. But my bookmarks.
Listen.
My bookmarks are right.
You listen.
Bad days.
If you ever get to see bookmarks,
My bookmarks are mad. I had to ask the other day. Is there a limit to how much?
Yeah, you know.
Is there a limit? No, for real. Is there a limit to? Because I was looking for something the other day, and it took me.
I feel like I was scrolling down the timeline.
I'm like this. I'm sitting there going like this. I gave up.
Yeah, word. Yeah.
I gave up. I said, "This is long. I can't even do it. I can't even do it. It's long."
That's like the one
They
thing
need to
I
add like a. They need to add like a search thing.
Yeah.
So you can type by months.
Yeah, I don't know. How about we're gonna at him?
Yeah, we're gonna add Elon still. We got something for you still.
Elon Musk.
Add it to the X thing that you're launching still.
Trust me.
But yeah, no, her all of them, their OnlyFans are popping, and that's why it's like, and it, sex and rap always went. Remember when the Mystical had the porn things popping? Snoop had Doggy Style, the DVDs. I think Nelly had one at one point. The Tip Drill video. All of that. So it's always gone. Hand in that. Some of them are good stuff.
Two Live Crew used
Two
to have
Live
a
Crew.
wild.
The Luke parties and that. It's always, but it's not. It's only now that you can like really marry the two with the internet, social media and everything, and you're just tying it all together. So they're riding that wave. They're riding. It's mad. I feel I keep going back to my son. He's 12. Like I don't want to police what you're listening to, but I have to police what you're listening to now.
But how easy is it to police what he's listening to?
I tend to don't play it.
Okay.
I take your phone. You don't play it. You play your stuff on Spotify. Sometimes you're playing too much stuff. Or it's a little bit too aggressive. You can't listen to that now. Give me your phone. That's the only way I can police it.
But when he's out of the house.
When he's out of the house, he's out of the house.
Yeah, but
indoors.
There's nothing. You can't police everything. And I was trying to explain this with one of my kids' mothers the other day. I'm saying, look, you got to realize when we were growing up, there was a lot of stuff we'd done that we hid from our parents.
Yeah.
And you could hide.
Yeah, you could hide. It was easy. You understand? So when we look at our kids and they look like angels, just know when they're with their brethren, it's mad. You understand? Like they might still hold a level of like respect for you, and you understand. But there's things that you would not like, and it's gonna happen. Like I was swearing from a young age. My mum
Never
very rarely, to this day, very rarely hears me
I have
swear.
to give him a swear word.
You understand?
I've had to allow him to have he's got a swear word that he can use.
They've mastered the act of like being Nas from Belly.
So it's hard to be.
They know exactly how to behave.
It's hard to police everything. You can't police everything. You just got to do your best. Like I said, and like I said, when you think in hindsight, how many things did you hide from your parents to this day? Like sometimes I listen to my mom tell a story. I'm like,
you don't know. You don't know.
That's lovely. I understand, but it's very hard. But you have to be realistic.
Yeah, you do. I mean, my daughter's only 6, so she literally doesn't listen to anything other than. So she's a big Lovers Rock fan. She's a big reggae fan. Do you know what I mean? She loves the Afro beats and stuff like that. But even I've noticed, even at the age of 6, she's kind of coming home and she's like, "Oh, Mum, do you know this song?" So I'm like, "Where did you?" Or she'll sing along to things,
Yeah,
and I'm like, "Where did you?" Where did you?
People's parents, like
friends,
you know,
school.
Do you know what I mean?
School clubs.
So you can't you can't.
Nah,
police in it.
The music on TikTok.
It's mad.
I have a sister that's 12 years old, and around that time, you know that Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion song, the WAP.
Yeah.
So my sister comes up to me and she's like, "What does what mean?"
Oh.
And I was like, "I beg your pardon." And she was like, "Waffles and pancakes," because she saw
The face.
She saw the face and she saw that like so it was about to get critical really quick. And she was like, "Waffles and pancakes." But I knew then and there that she knew exactly what she was talking about. But I was like, where did you even? And then I started to figure it out. It was TikTok and YouTube. Them YouTube shorts are deadly. TikTok's are deadly.
Crazy.
You know what's mad though? Like I like what you said in regards to. I know we're swaying a bit. I like what you said in regards to. If I listen to it, I listen to it. 'Cause I feel like sometimes trying to hide it don't work.
Yeah.
I like my kids to know, like, listen to it, hear it. That's wrong. You understand? We don't respect that. You understand? So be aware of it. I need you to be aware of everything. But understand, what do you want to be? What do we represent as a family?
Yeah.
You understand? So it's not about hiding it, because then they're just going to look at you like, yo,
You don't know.
you don't know.
You don't know
You're a
nothing.
liar.
Yeah,
You did
yeah.
this.
Yeah.
You understand? When they start hearing things about you, Because you know your truths will come out.
Come
when
out,
they find
yeah.
from your kids, and your kids will be like, oh.
It hurts.
You understand? My daughter looked at me the other day. I released a podcast episode.
She watched it.
No, she did. She saw a clip, and she's like, "Oh, you've been arrested." I was like, "Oh my god."
Okay.
Secrets out. Secrets out.
Yeah, you understand. But my point is, as they get older, you relax a little bit. They'll start to understand certain things about you. So they're gonna understand this. Don't hide them away from life.
Yeah, 100%.
You understand?
I agree.
Do you think nowadays there's probably a bit more of a case of an imbalance? Because I feel like when I was coming up,
Exactly what you're gonna say. Go on.
you know, as much as I don't know, the kind of more graphic, violent stuff was still more in the minority. It was still very much music was about love. It was about you know, good time, good feelings.
Doesn't sell now.
Yeah.
It doesn't stream now.
looks
Because
corny.
there's still like I don't even Rhapsody.
Yeah, Rhapsody's
yeah.
cold.
Rhapsody
cold.
is probably the closest thing that this generation will have to like Lauren.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that's a fact.
Right?
That's a fact.
But you don't even know who she is.
Yeah.
But she's probably the best.
Yeah.
I would argue that people say Nicki, like my generation, Rhapsody's no one can even touch Rhapsody, and even male rappers too. Like Rhapsody's pen is lethal.
Yeah,
Like it's
she's
crazy.
cold. She doesn't talk about.
She doesn't talk about none of that
stuff. But when she touches mic,
Yeah,
it's a problem.
You got to realize this. Back in like you lot's generation, talent was more appreciated.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Talent don't come to the forefront here.
Shocking
And
orders.
let me give you an example. Little Sims,
Oh my,
different.
Yeah.
She's unreal.
Yeah.
I know she gets recognition,
But not enough.
But not
enough.
Enough, yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
But then if somebody starts talking about selling this and make him pay for this, and she's gone to the top.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. And that's what I mean. Talent was appreciated more. If you could play an instrument back in the day, it was appreciated.
This is very true.
You
This is
understand?
very
We're in
true.
a clickbait era, though, isn't it?
Yeah, you understand?
A 30-second clip going viral will do more for. Look at my girl,
I see
the one that I put up the other day.
Yeah.
My girl, what's her name? I don't
she
even know her
added
name.
that.
She tried to, she tried to get on me.
Analytics.
She tried to get onto me still.
I missed it.
What's her name?
You know what?
I missed this.
Just to continue I'ma
She's.
find
I
it.
didn't want to. What's her name?
No, I did not
She
miss it.
raps like Ted and Baz,
She
Pete
said-
and Baz.
She
Pete
said
and Baz.
for. Is it OG? No.
Yeah, she said for OG Nikki, the young thing. But she
Don't worry.
there's like a 42-second clip of her rapping in a bikini in Oxford Street on a train station or something. But that clip has gone
Viral.
like super viral. But it's nonsense.
You know what?
It's
though?
the same thing about Ice Spice. Now let me tell you something about Ice Spice. No, I know, my
going.
boy. You know how I feel about this, and I know how he feels about
You
this.
know, but don't be like that.
No, I'm not. We're not gonna.
Obviously, you know,
No, we're not gonna. It's not a degrading
biggest
thing.
fan. All that stuff.
Just
what-
bang your backside. Who?
What I'm trying to show you is, lyrically, my opinion, I don't like her. But she puts the video out, she starts rapping, and she twerks every 30 seconds.
Yeah, 100%. And that's what
Every
gets people.
30
And that's what gets people.
And all of a
Sex
sudden,
sells. Sex
You
really
understand?
does sell now. It sold before, but it really does sell now. Plus, you
China-
only have to get
China.
Yeah, you only have to get.
there
Was
you
it
go.
30 seconds of it? Yeah, 116 impressions off a 42-second clip that dropped.
Was the clip
Right.
good?
No,
Well,
116 impressions. That's a big number, you know.
116,000.
you know what though? I'll tell you this, and this even pertains to people like Ice Spice. And I know, for example, I saw the other day you weren't a fan of like the On the Radar freestyle of like Drake and Sense, right? I will say that even though now popularity is celebrated way more than talent, I think hip hop's kind of gotten to a stage as well where it's always kind of been like this, but now it's like if you're that person, just like away from the mic, people don't even really care about your talent anymore. It's your energy, it's your persona. Do you know what I'm saying?
And it's
Ice
mad.
Spice is she looks how she looks, and she can put a bar together or two. She's not the best rapper out there,
She just shakes her ass.
but she knows what she's doing.
She just
You
shakes
know,
her
you know
ass.
what it is, yeah? But you know it is because I've seen
Sex sells.
I've seen how
Sex
you speak
sells.
about
I'm
it.
disgusted.
And I've had one or two comments.
I'm
I've had one or two
disgusted.
comments, and
I'm
they've gotten on to me
disgusted.
about it as well.
I'm
but
disgusted. And people say I'm old.
People
It's
don't
because you're old.
realize
You don't know.
is what they don't understand is they think you're knocking the hustle. I don't knock her hustle. She's doing what makes it works for her.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
respect that. You understand? But if you ask me, do I appreciate her lyrically and talent? I don't.
You don't even have to ask me. I'll tell you.
Hear me.
You don't have to ask me.
I don't
man,
look
but
at
I'll give you my
hustle.
opinion.
She's doing what works for her.
I'll get to you.
You understand? She's
And the
doing
issue
what
is
works.
people
Yeah,
get
but-
onto you because
Yeah,
you're
but
not
what?
a fan of her. Like,
Yeah, I might not be a fan of her music, but I respect her.
I'm not respecting nothing. It's garbage. Everybody needs to stop making excuses for things because you have to respect that. I don't have to respect anything. It's nonsense. I don't care if you're making £1 billion from it. I don't care if half the population of China looks at it and loves it. I don't care if Kim Jong-un is flying you there to do a personal show for his birthday. It's garbage. Yeah? It's rubbish. If we take sex out of the equation, if we take the violent stuff out of the equation right now in music, and we take popularity out of the equation in music, we don't have anything left. Yeah? Because it's like you were saying about balance before. When we were coming up, we'd have, for every Foxy Brown, we'd have a Lauryn Hill.
yeah.
For every NWA, we had Arrested Development. We had De La Soul. We had whoever, like Criss Cross. We had everybody.
Yeah.
Queen Latifah, Heavy D. Like in amongst all the ignorant stuff,
Yeah, we still had.
we
a balance,
still had.
Yeah.
Now there's no balance. It's just ignorance and it's
Yeah.
just
and I guess,
vulgar stuff.
And I guess even with R&B, it's like I don't know,
Nah, go on. Go there.
like
R&B was always bad.
I'm
though.
more passionate about R&B.
No, but
than
see,
hip-hop.
R&B, there were subtleties, so they would allude to what.
You don't remember the intro? You don't remember the intro? The
Forever My
interlude.
Lady.
Nah, the interlude on intros. Come Inside. It was 4 minutes long at the end of the song, and it got real graphic, real
Okay,
fast.
no, but that was like a very one-off situation.
Jodeci.
Yeah, Jodeci, we can't do that. Like,
Jodeci.
definitely
Okay, hold on.
Jodeci.
Okay, all right. Other than intro and Jodeci, okay,
Nah, there's plenty
right?
more. There's plenty
no, what
more.
I'm saying, no, but what I'm
Aaron
saying,
Hall, Aaron Nasty Man Hall.
can you just let me land?
Go on. The plane circling the airport. Land. Come in for you're cleared. You're cleared for a
I love
landing.
when Dionne talks like this.
What I mean is like, for example, you see that, okay, SWV Downtown.
Wild.
Wait,
Didn't know what they were talking about.
I didn't know what they were
No,
talking
did
about.
I? When I found that, I was like, okay.
Right, do you get what I'm saying? So it was like, even R&B had...
Subtle. It was subtle. Some of them
It
were
was
subtle.
subtle, it
Some
was-
of them-
Didn't SWV do You're the One?
Yeah, but okay, that's cheating. That's different. It was cheating. So the cheating was okay. Okay, I'm talking about vulgarity here.
Okay.
It was very. If they were talking about sex, it was alluded to. There was a lot
a
of
big
metaphors.
tune, you know?
Of course, it is a very
That
big
is a
tune.
big tune. You know what we should do, actually? When you edit this, I'm going to tell me what songs we mentioned. I'm going to put them in the Spotify list and we'll put them on the link.
Oh, we can tell you big.
You see it there?
Yeah, I like that. Okay, I like
That's
that.
mad.
Yeah.
I like that. That's actually
Not just a pretty face, mate. Not just a pretty face, mate.
Word.
Yeah, not just a pretty face, mate.
I like that idea. That's
see
really
it there?
cool.
See it
Yeah.
there?
So but then it's like, I'm not saying that there is no R&B nowadays that doesn't have any vulgarity and stuff, because there are a couple of things I do listen to, but
There's a lot.
a lot of
There's a lot of vulgarity in R&B now.
yeah. But I'm saying, so it's like nowadays there's definitely more of an imbalance.
Do you know what's funny, though? The music is a lot more vulgar. You see films and that. Films have gone the opposite way, you know? Films aren't like...
But they're just biting classics now, though.
Yeah, they are, but they're not... Like, if a film comes out, it's an 18, it's a big deal. There hasn't really been an 18 rated film in a long time.
Yeah.
True.
But whereas before, every big hit realistically was at 18. So the music's gone so far left,
Yeah.
and the films are going over here. And then you've got this mad space in the middle where it's just porn.
So okay, so would we measure the rise? I mean, porn's always been a thing, but would we kind of measure the rise of porn
100%.
against?
Against what? The vulgarity in music?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
It has to be. There has to be a
It's so
correlation.
normal.
There's probably someone
Yeah,
out there that's
definitely
doing a study right now for
Forget the study.
for a thing.
We don't need a study. I tell you this now. If I go outside and in a crowd of people, I don't think I'd open Twitter.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
real.
1000%. If I'm
I
with my
don't even
family
think
in
I'd
the
open-
lounge,
Yeah, I don't think I'd open Twitter.
Wow. So who are you guys following?
I can't. What do you mean?
it's not even about who you follow.
It's just
though.
what's going to pop up on your
Yeah,
timeline.
you
No,
just
yeah,
don't
that's true.
don't
Retweet
know.
people. You understand?
Like, they
Pops
quote.
up.
Yeah, it's true.
But you say that you follow a rapper
yeah,
and then their OnlyFans
yeah,
pops up.
yeah. Or random
I
OnlyFans
follow
chicks pop
female
up.
boxers.
Yeah,
They have
They've got
OnlyFans.
Everybody's got OnlyFans.
So you understand?
some of them aren't sexual, but it's
It's
content.
It's content, yeah,
It's content,
yeah.
so they'll be out here looking.
OnlyFans is OnlyFans. We're not listening to
You
OnlyFans.
guys are
OnlyFans.
making me feel quite,
What?
you know, my innocent crown that I have. Wow.
I'm not trying to threaten it.
I'm not even trying to do that.
Wow.
Bro. I'm not even doing that.
There's a lot of mumbling going on in the mic.
Wow.
Still,
Sorry,
it's
sorry,
still there.
Hold on.
Sorry,
Hold
sorry.
on.
I forgot the mic was there.
Hold on.
It's still there.
Something in my
I'm
eyes.
sorry, what is this?
Something in my eye.
What?
Something in my eyes hurting still.
Nah, I was clearing my phone.
Anyway. Because I don't really get that kind of stuff on my timeline, to be honest.
You got good people.
I know.
It's only because I don't retweet stuff. I just bookmark it.
Yeah, I see. I retweet it. If I saw it, you gotta see it.
I just bookmark stuff now. I don't retweet it
Incognito.
because people used to message me and be like, "It's 10 o'clock." Like, so
You know what it is? She not looking
it's
properly.
midnight
There's
somewhere.
certain times I go onto certain profile, I look at the mutuals, I see West London, man.
Yeah.
My boys in it.
Yeah, he's
I'm
in
with you.
I'm-
Say, yo,
I add.
you don't need to talk about it.
I'll
It's
be honest.
understood.
I'll be honest. I add probably about 4 or 5 OnlyFans accounts every other day.
Really?
You're putting up numbers.
I think today.
Hella
I'll be honest.
numbers.
Today,
them averages are crazy.
today I must have done about 4 because some of these girls are pretty, man. I'm not
See
gonna
the other
lie.
day when I was talking
I'm
about
not gonna lie.
the football.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Some of these girls are pretty.
This is facts.
No, real talk.
The young ones I don't add. Like, I put that as a caveat. If they got the age and the thing and they're young, I don't add them. But some of them, it's mad that this is how normal it is, right? And I'm 42. So imagine I'm 42 and I'm not a virgin, right? So imagine you're 14, 15, 16 and you have access to this stuff and you're not quite there yet. This is all you're paying attention to 24/7. It must warp, you know?
1,000%.
Well, this is what I was going to say. Like, surely, and I think this is this is the problem because
Corrupt you more like.
you know, like you hear these podcasters, you know, these young ones, and they're like, oh, you know, like she's got to be a 10 or he's got to be. It's not real life because when you go outside,
It's not like that.
it's not like that. But people are stuck in this virtual, this social media made up
Nothing's
world,
real.
and
Nothing's
nothing
real.
is actually
Nothing's
real.
real. Nothing's
You know
real.
what? I'll even speak to that myself. Like, there was a period where I was so heavily on like Twitter specifically that we all see like the man on women, the men on women war, right?
Nonsense,
The whole all of that stuff.
That's mad.
And I remember like
It's never gonna stop.
because I was on Twitter all day every day. Whenever I had free time, I kept taking that in to the point where I noticed, like I observed myself going outside and kind of being on guard whenever I saw women like the clerk at the shop or whatever. And I had to realize that, oh, like we're actually having a decent conversation. This isn't real.
It's not real.
It's not real.
But that's you as a 20-year-old.
But you know what?
So
See,
you've got that
teenagers.
critical thinking. A
What
lot
it
of
done
these
is, you see
kids
social
don't have
media.
that.
Let me show you something about social media. All it done is when we was in school, you know, the quiet person, it giving them a voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's giving them a voice, and it's not always a negative thing. It's not always a negative, but it's just made people feel very powered and they can say what they want and do what they want. So when you've been doing that your whole life and you go on there, some things will irk you.
Yeah.
1,000%.
You know what I mean? Some things will irk you. So
Even like a lot of things people say on the internet, like they don't really feel like that. It's just their censored side that they're letting loose.
Yeah.
so, yeah, and not only just that, they're just trying to fit in with the crowd.
Yeah.
Some people will say some stuff just because it's trending or it's popular, but they don't even really believe.
Yeah.
It's the same with the music as well. A lot of people just saying things in it like
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get your attention, innit?
Yeah, real talk.
You have to. It takes a discerning ear to know the difference between. And again, a lot of these kids don't have it. So they'll just listen to. A lot of these girls will come up. They'll listen to it. They think that that's the way to be. They'll be out and proud, talking all this stuff to kids, not kids, to dudes their age, and the dudes their age ain't ready for it. They don't want to hear it. And the next thing you know, they're trying to entertain older people. It turns into a whole mess. Like it's just.
It's like I saw the clip from with Sukiana in I think it was Box Park in Brixton or somewhere, and obviously you know she has that track where she talks about eating a man's arse.
Yash.
Now, I feel like this is where I draw the line, because my child doesn't need to hear that. Because to me, that's like porn level.
That's past that. It's past. That's a kink.
That's disgusting.
That's a kink.
Do you get what I'm saying?
That's a kink. So you don't need to. You don't, unless you're involved in that. You don't really need to. You don't want to hear it in it.
Listen, there's certain things that just need to stay
Between you and the river.
Yeah.
I have no problem if that's what you want to do, but let's not just keep putting this out.
Put it in a public
Do you know
forum.
what's mad? That's like ammo, because like you see, like when you might get like a smack or something from your mum when you're younger, and your rebuttal is in your head. If these kids are like hearing, imagine like Suki like gives her daughter or son a smack, and he's like, yeah, whatever, you.
Yeah.
And they're actually doing it now. They're actually talking back to their parents because they've got ammunition and they feel like
No,
they
it's mad because you know it's back in. Look, let's picture our parents right now.
Yeah.
I can't imagine my mum eating some ass.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yo, why would you do that?
But what I mean is,
Yeah,
you can't.
I hear you.
But
Yeah,
her
facts,
kids,
facts.
they know
They
that
can.
I have no idea. Like, let's keep it real. It's uncomfortable, but I have no idea what my mum was up to.
Because that was big people stuff. You didn't
This
need to know.
Yeah.
big people. It's
Yeah.
got nothing to do with
You
it.
didn't
You
need to know.
understand?
You didn't
Because
need to
I don't
know.
want to. I don't know about it. I don't want to know about
Yeah.
it. You couldn't even as a 10. You couldn't even ask your mum certain questions. Just yo,
Yeah.
my brethren's coming to the yard. Who's coming to the yard, mum? What
this
do you
is-
mean? Who's coming to the yard?
Yeah.
Ask me a question.
This is
You understand?
This is no. You're right. This is why a lot of these kids feel like they can have
But-
conversations with big people.
You got certain mothers like Kieron telling you exactly what she's doing.
This is why. So they feel like, well, I hear it, I know it.
And
I know
I'll tell
about
you
all that.
something
We
now,
can talk about it.
for free. If I was in school and I knew a certain person's mum was doing that,
I'm definitely getting
hella
money.
jokes.
Yeah.
Hella jokes.
That's why
And I'm not a bully or nothing like that, but I got jokes.
Yeah.
you understand?
If I went to school
You're
with
a
Kim
victim.
Kardashian's kids, I don't want to hear.
You're a
You
victim. You're a
can't
victim.
talk to
You're a
me.
victim still.
You said a joke about me and the
You're
whole
a
class
victim still.
laughed.
You're a victim still.
Ah, all of a sudden,
It's game on.
it's funny.
It's game on
But when
now.
your mum,
mum.
was, you understand?
There's a whole new. That's a whole different generation of mum jokes,
be
boy.
like, you understand? So it's
true. You're right.
Existential.
It's true. This is
It's
why.
mad.
This is why. This is
It's-
why because they grow it a lot, and this is all making them grow before their time.
Full
And this is
strike.
why this is why they feel like they can talk to you. They can. I still have to talk to kids. I have to say, like, who are you talking to?
Yeah.
Like, who are you talking to?
They don't see the. They don't see the.
Like, but like, do you know I'm like you try to call me by my name and that? Like,
Yeah.
are you all right?
Yeah, because I think, yes, social media's put us all into one
One
big pot.
Yeah.
But no, it's like I said, you know, is everything's changing. It's, for example, again, if I met any of you lot's mothers or they come in here, my response, how you doing, mum?
And they'll say
Yeah.
nothing else.
How you doing, mum?
Straight.
That's
And they'll say
it.
nothing else.
Straight.
Yeah.
You understand? Auntie or mum.
Yeah.
These lot will call your mother by her first name.
Yeah.
Hello, Brenda. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, you're right.
Mad. You understand? You get me?
It's mad. And it's only you think it's bad now?
How much worse can it get?
What do you
It
mean?
can get way
wait
worse.
till
It can get
wait
way
till
worse.
you
It
start
can
having
start
kids.
spotting
Yeah, I'm
people's mum.
scared.
Yo, bro,
I'm
just
scared.
Just say
Like,
that if this
Sorry,
is
that probably happens already.
if this is the level of debauchery that we're listening to now and watching now, yeah, it's only going to get worse. It's not going to get any better, is it? Think about it.
But how much worse can
Wait,
it
who knows? We're
possibly
gonna
get?
be here today. I said it on this already. We're
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
be
yeah.
we're gonna be like old and sitting there saying, "Boy, remember when?"
We said.
Yeah,
you
remember
did
I
say
said it
75.
before, 75, 80 sitting there saying, "Boy, I thought Little Kim was bad. You lot are doing the whole next thing."
Lil Kim seems subtle.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, in comparison.
yeah, now Lil Kim's
Subtle.
like a grandmother. Like, no one really.
It's true.
But
you know?
Lil Kim listens to some of the lyrics and she's like,
She's
oh.
like,
Yeah, this is
whoa,
different.
Oh, wow.
Like, even
too
Nicki.
much.
Nicki might listen to some
Yeah.
of those. Oh, wow.
It's true.
And that's only been Nicki. When did Nicki come? Nicki's like
12
12
years.
years. 12 years. So in
2010.
12 years, we've gone from Nicki.
No, before then,
When
because
she dropped?
no, she must have dropped like 2008.
She was a Gucci
album before she was when she was
2010.
doing the mixtapes.
2010, 2010.
Let's give you a joke.
Oh, okay, yeah.
2010.
Yeah, a joke. As a man, like you listen to the.
Ah, before then, because remember
She was
did
doing
hold,
mixtapes with Gucci and
She did
stuff.
hold
Yeah,
you
yeah.
with Egyptian in 2009.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure she would have done an album by then.
2008?
Yeah, by 2008.
Nah, because she did the verse on Kanye's album. She said 50K for a verse, no album out. That was 2010.
Okay.
Okay.
Even still, that's 12 years.
That's not that
We've
long.
gone down
we down
the triple X rabbit hole in 12 years. It's 13 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Mad.
it's hard to put your finger on what exactly. I think it's just a constant progression. It's like I feel like it's being daring, doing something, and then there's no real repercussion right then and there. Because these repercussions are long term. They're not short term.
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
So when you do that and like nothing happened, it's like tweeting and knowing you're not going to get punched in the face for it.
But you might do in about 10 years. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
10 years.
And it might be worse.
Yeah.
They might bring back
And it might not be a punch. And it might not be a
They
punch. It
might
might be
bring back
even worse.
poking.
Yeah.
You get a virtual poke. Dig in your eye.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
It's a mess,
I can't. I feel like, you know. Do you remember when Skepta did the All Over the House video?
Yeah.
Like that was
Crazy.
No, do you remember Tupac's How Do You Want It? The video, the X-rated one with all the porn stars. You never saw that one?
Never saw the X-ray.
Right? That was when that came out. I remember watching that. I was at home at my mum's. Remember The Word. Remember the
Yes.
Channel 4 program, The
Yeah,
Word.
yeah,
Remember
yeah.
The Word? Remember that? They aired it at after 12.
Okay, so
This is pre-internet, you know.
before the red.
What? It was 12 o'clock. They aired it, and I sat there, and I was like, I was like 16.
Trying to press rewind.
Like, it was wilding. No, this was before there was no rewind on Sky. You're mad. I wish I still have that recorded now on a hard drive somewhere. It was wild.
Do you know what?
I don't think that's on YouTube now. You know.
Should have put it on your story.
Do you know what we
That's
didn't?
on there.
We didn't. What genre we didn't touch on? Dancehall.
Yeah, but that's been slack from day.
Dancehall's been
Dancehall and
slack. Soca. Let's be honest.
Dancehall's
Have
been
you ever
slack.
listened to soca
Dancehall's been
lyrics?
slack.
It's been nasty.
I want to hear this because
Very
I'm not
nasty.
Caribbean.
Dancehall has been from. I was listening to dancehall before I really got into hip hop, and I used to buy 7 inches from Dub Vendor.
Pause.
When I was a kid, yeah. And from 92, 93, even 91.
On the majority, Kieron, don't.
No, not the majority,
Ah.
but it started getting worse. As we got like 91, 92, 93, 94, when Patra and them started coming in, when Lady Saw and them was doing their thing,
Lady Saw.
it started getting very slack. Yeah?
But
They almost banned them, you know.
Yeah, not for real. Yeah, for
Tried to
real.
ban
Yeah,
certain
for real. For
And
real.
then soca's even worse. People don't hear it; they just
Because
hear
they hear
instruments,
Yeah.
and then they just whine on
Everyone's-
themselves.
yeah.
But have you listened to the lyrics?
Yeah. So the lyrics are.
But that's always been slack. It's always been slack.
interesting.
It's always been slack. But even now, the slackness of the level of slackness that they're on is nowhere near
No.
the level of. It's like it got to a point where it couldn't go any further.
Further.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
You know,
and
it's-
even
but
then,
they
it was still mild.
They're still musically creative.
Yeah,
You understand?
yeah.
Musically,
They're not just settling
creative,
for the
you
slackness
understand?
to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
slackness is wild and whatever not, but musically, it's still there. It's appreciated.
Yeah. I don't listen to the new dancehall.
couldn't tell you the last time I listened
First
to
time I went to a
Too
Yardie
much.
rave, I was perplexed because I really didn't know.
nothing
I
about
really
it.
didn't know nothing about like that culture. I grew up on West African music and dancing and stuff. Like I never knew nothing about this.
Why?
I'm
That's
like,
my bag. That's
wait,
my bag.
That's your bag, innit? You're in
my
them.
bag.
You're
Okay,
in
so-
them Northwest
so-
Yardie raves still.
I
Okay,
climb
so
and jump.
Ricardo, for you, because I mean, other than the kind of bait ones, I don't really listen to that much new school dancehall.
Yeah.
So, not in terms of the slackness, but in terms of violence, would you say it's got worse, or do you think it's like quite steady?
No, it's got worse. It's
got worse?
Yeah, it has got worse. I think it's got worse.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's even down to like the videos and everything like that. And again, a lot of it is down to social influences. Understand? You got to think about, all right, one of the biggest tunes right now is the Taliban's tune. You must have heard about
Yeah.
it.
mention that.
Have you ever seen? Have any of you lot seen the video?
No.
I didn't know there was a video.
Yeah. He's rolling around with his big machine in the car.
even the lyrics are like,
You understand?
It's a big vibey song,
but the
man.
thing is, this is what I mean by it's lyrical.
yeah.
You understand?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
vibing to it, but he's telling you about he's tearing down
Right,
the place.
Facts.
You understand? You get me? Shabba Motherpot
Yeah.
sounds lovely.
Lovely.
Show who? Shabba who?
Shabba Motherpot.
Shabba Motherpot.
Dexter
Who's
Daps.
that? Oh, I don't listen to nothing that guy does. I'm too tired of seeing him
My
walk up
auntie's a
a gal
big
on
fan.
stage. I don't want to.
But what I mean is,
Dexter
like,
Daps,
understand,
you get out
it
there.
has got worse.
Yeah.
It has got worse. But again, I think it's down to like the social influence.
What's that song called? Shabba Dabba what?
Shabba Mother. No, he's saying he knows. He knows. I was at his rave.
No, what's it called? Shabba Dabba what? What's it called? Because sometimes I'm drunk, I just sing along to things. I don't actually know what I'm.
Shabba, mother, pot.
Okay.
Shabba's mother's pot.
We're gonna put all of this. Shabba's mum's pot.
Shabba's mum's pot.
Shabba's mum's pot. We're gonna put all of these
Shabba's
on a
mother's
I was in
cooking
a club
pot.
on a
like,
playlist.
a couple weeks ago, and this Taliban song came on, and I didn't know it. So
Drunk.
I'm asking my brethren, like, "Oh,
Drunk Yardie.
what's this song?" They're like, "You don't know Taliban?"
Sounds
and then,
nice,
and
though.
I'm vibing to it, and then I hear, "Me know a couple killer, me know just a sing song," and I'm like, "Yo, like, did they not hear this? Like, this is actually kind of cruddy."
Yeah, I mean, but no, it has.
The melody.
It has got
100%,
worse.
100%.
It has got worse. But like again, it's the same thing across the board. I reckon they're just becoming more forward about what they're on. You understand? So
Okay.
and you'll know that because you listen to like if you watch any interviews with like Beanie Man or Bounty Killer, they'll tell you.
Yeah.
They will tell you like, yo, they're losing the music.
Yeah.
They will tell you they're losing the music. I'm still saying they've got musical
there.
Yeah.
creativity, but I understand where they're coming from.
Yeah, I hear that. Okay, so how are we going to summarize this one? Who's got a good summary?
It's only entertainment.
I hate that. No, because you gotta understand, like, it's to you that's an easy like get out of jail free card, especially as the entertainer or like on that side of the fence. But that's cute. But when this kid pulls out
100%.
something longer in his body to do something to someone else because he heard this
on
song,
a song.
that's
I hear that.
like
You got to separate the music from actual reality. You know, this is what I try and tell these lot.
I don't put it all on the parents though.
You can listen to. You can
beyond
listen
that.
to whatever,
can't.
but
No,
you
it's
got to
Beyond that now.
you got to try and know what you're listening to and not try and emulate that.
That stigma of it's the parents disappeared when social media came involved.
Because you genuinely can't. Like,
We have YouTube, we have TikTok, we have Instagram. All these things are allowed on there. There's nothing you can do to parent.
and you know what's mad as well?
There's nothing.
I've noticed that even if you did choose to like police, the amount of abundance there is now would mean that policing would put your child at a severe social disadvantage.
Oh yeah, 100%. Because they're not seeing
It's
anything.
kind of like throwing them in
Yeah.
private school because you don't want them to get bullied. And
Yeah.
now when they go uni at 18
gonna
or
get
whatever,
bullied. They're gonna get
they're
bullied.
get bullied, and they're already socially awkward
Awkward.
anyway.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. You like back to what we said. Them being exposed to it is not a problem. It's just you gotta live your life by morals.
Yeah.
You understand? That's all we can do as parents.
Is instill
By
that in
morals,
them.
and they look at
Yeah.
it and they say, "Listen, that's how my parents roll, and that's how I gotta roll."
Yeah.
And that's the reality.
I find it confident, like when parents instill confidence and like just self-awareness in their children, it doesn't even really matter to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the problem is that a lot of children aren't getting that, and that's and
1000%.
That's
that
a
in
whole-
itself
Shout out to Love
is a
Laid Bare.
whole nother conversation.
That's a whole other
That's
conversation.
another topic.
Well, thank you for tuning in today, guys. Follow us at Lovely Bear on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Click like and subscribe. Thank you to our guests on the panel today. So we've got Jonas. Jonas, where can we find you?
Find me on any platform, anywhere, ever at Jonas NDS1.
Lovely. And Cardo, TYT.
Oh, no, it's
TUT. That's what I said.
You understand?
tut.
Cardo KARDO_SG or Tokyo Truth Podcast or The Great Syndicate. But before I go, I just want to say one thing. I don't say it enough. D and Fisher, I absolutely love this.
Yeah, 1,000%.
That's no. I know. Yeah, I know. I tell it to you all the time on the phone. This is one
Matter
of
of
my
fact,
favorite.
this is
That's a fact.
That's what we're
Yes,
turning
one
this
of my
into.
favorite.
That's what, because I constantly tell Dionne how much I love what you guys are doing here, but genuinely, like, I was even thinking this to myself this morning, like, the work that you guys are doing, it's not only like beneficial to you guys and people that are like near your walk of life, but even for us, like, I feel like for people my age, when we're tapping in, it's like we're just gaining more perspective. Like, I couldn't imagine if like the elders that I grew up around did this more, even without the microphones and stuff. They just sat and talked about certain things. And even with like the new segment, like Still Figuring It Out, I love that because it just like makes things better as a whole.
Yeah.
Because I think the more like I feel like the more you talk about things, the more self-aware you become, and the more self-aware you become, the better your relationship dynamics get. So yeah,
That's
I really love
right.
what you guys are
You know,
doing.
I rate that, and I think that's credit to it because obviously I know you lot, you're my people, so
Yeah.
it might sound biased, but that's there you go.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
me,
yeah.
it's me.
You
I
understand?
came
There
from
you go. You
Sussex,
understand? So I just had to say it,
Sussex.
and I wanted to say it on the episode. So it's not just on the phone. You think I'm talking it? It's right here live now. You lot need to tune in because you lot are
Facts.
missing out because it's the biggest thing going. I'm telling you,
But
facts.
leave them anyway because they'll catch up if they want to continue watching the
Yeah.
nonsense
They
that they
bet,
want to
they
watch.
Let them go and watch
They'll
that.
catch up. Make them, as my mum would say, make them go on.
You understand?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that is the end of the show. Thank you guys for your very, very kind words. Catch us again on the next episode. I'm Dionne.
Yeah, I'm me. They're them.
This is Kieron. It's a wrap. Thank you for tuning in.
Boom.
Boom.
It's a wrap.